Welcome, the Anointed One. Some people have studied you like a science project, only to realize too late that you were the scientist all along. They called you too sensitive. They said you feel things too deeply. You have heard this your entire life. And every time you walked into a room, the atmosphere shifted and conversations suddenly stopped. You carry a weight that no one else can see or understand. Waking up at 3 in the morning with a heavy chest is not normal for them, but it is for you. You have spent years trying to shrink yourself to make other people comfortable. You dimmed your own light just so they would not feel threatened by your depth. But you are not imagining things. What you are sensing is completely real. The exhaustion you feel is not because you are weak. It is because you are absorbing energy that was never yours to carry in the first place. You did not find this message by accident today. Heaven brought you here to confirm what your spirit already knew. And now it is time to uncover the absolute truth. In the next few minutes, I am going to reveal exactly why your sensitivity makes the world so uneasy. I will expose the specific lie that has been keeping you trapped in self-doubt. And before the end, I will give you the exact midnight declaration that activates your hidden power. Do not click away. Stay until the very last word. Your future self is waiting. I know exactly what your everyday life feels like. You wake up feeling like you have already lived an entire lifetime. The exhaustion runs deep into your physical bones. And while your physical body rests quietly in bed, your spirit is working overtime to process the heavy, emotional atmosphere around you. You walk through crowded places and feel completely drained within minutes. People gravitate toward you with their heaviest problems. They pour their grief out until they feel empty. Then they walk away feeling lighter and refreshed. But you are left carrying their heavy emotional baggage, absorbing the lingering sadness that they carelessly left behind in your presence. You become the sponge for every single emotion. And nobody ever stops to ask, who is holding space for you? You sit in rooms with people you have known for years, yet you feel like an absolute stranger speaking a different language. People suddenly change their topics of discussion, and you can sense the unspoken words vibrating in the air before anyone even speaks. Conversations stop the moment you enter the space. They look at you with curiosity and discomfort. You are a complete enigma to all of them. They tell you that you take things way too seriously. They ask why you cannot just let things go like normal people do. These careless words wound your sensitive spirit deeply. You begin to wonder if something is genuinely wrong with your brain, questioning your own sanity as you try to fit into a shallow world. You ask heaven why you were made with such a fragile heart. Let us talk about those painfully lonely nights. You jolt awake exactly at 3 in the morning. Your heart is racing for absolutely no logical reason. The entire house around you is completely silent, but your spirit feels like it is standing in the middle of a raging battlefield, fighting invisible forces that the rest of the world cannot see. There is a heavy weight pressing down on your chest. But you know the difference between stress and spiritual warfare. You feel the attacks before they even manifest in the physical world. You choose to stay alone because protecting your peace becomes your only survival mechanism when everyone else demands pieces of your soul. This unique journey feels incredibly lonely most days. You wonder if anyone will ever understand you. I am speaking directly to your spirit right now. You are truly not a broken human being. You are certainly not losing your precious mind. The intense pain you feel is simply the friction between your high frequency and a low frequency world that does not know how to handle your pure light. Every tear you shed in secret was seen by heaven. You are remarkably still standing strong here today. Let us reframe your entire reality right now. You have spent your whole life believing that your deep emotions were a terrible curse. You thought heaven made a mistake by giving you such a fragile heart, but you have been reading the map completely upside down. What you carry inside your spirit is absolutely not a wound. It is a highly calibrated spiritual weapon. The intense sensitivity that the enemy told you to hide is actually a divine radar. Your ability to feel the heavy atmosphere is not a sign of emotional weakness. It is pure, spiritual discernment. You were built to detect things before they happen in the physical realm. The overwhelming depth that made you feel like you were too much is exactly what gives your words power. It allows you to see right through the illusions of this modern world. The world programmed you to view your gift as a massive burden, hoping you would never discover the incredible authority sleeping inside your spirit. They wanted you to numb the beautiful frequency you carry so you would just blend in. Because if you truly understood what you are capable of, you would become a massive threat to their agendas. You are not a simple sponge meant to absorb their toxic waste. You are a mirror designed to reflect their hidden truths. Look at the greatest prophetic voices throughout ancient history. They were all terribly misunderstood and isolated by the people closest to them. David was left alone in the quiet fields before he ever wore a heavy crown, while Elijah felt a crushing emotional weight that made him want to give up completely. Their deep emotional pain was never a harsh punishment from a distant heaven. Their painful isolation was pure consecration. God did not remove the loud crowd to punish you or make you feel abandoned. He cleared the room so he could finally speak to your spirit without any earthly interference. Your intense isolation is not evidence of your spiritual disqualification. It is the undeniable proof of your divine selection in this critical season. You were carefully removed from the normal path because your specific assignment requires a completely different frequency. Stop begging heaven to make you careless like everybody else. Normal people do not shift the heavy atmosphere when they walk into a crowded room. Normal people do not wake up at 3 in the morning to fight invisible battles for their loved ones. You were uniquely engineered to feel the invisible shifts in the universe before anyone else notices them. Your high sensitivity is the exact key that unlocks your greatest breakthrough. When you finally stop fighting your own divine nature, everything around you begins to change quickly, and the heavy burden you have been carrying suddenly transforms into a powerful mantle of authority. The people who called you too emotional were simply terrified of your profound depth. They could not manipulate a person who could feel their true intentions behind their fake smiles. Your radar exposed their hidden motives without you ever saying a single word. That is exactly why they tried to make you feel completely crazy. They wanted to shut down your internal alarm system. But heaven is commanding you to turn that alarm system back on right now. You are standing between two identities today. The old, fragile version of you is quickly dissolving away. And the powerful breakthrough prophet that heaven is birthing is ready to take the stage. You are not the misunderstood victim of a harsh world. You are the chosen one equipped for a mighty purpose. That is the first truth I promise to reveal to you today. Before you go any further, gently press the like button so this revelation can reach another chosen one who feels completely misunderstood tonight. Your deep feelings are the language of heaven, speaking directly through your physical body, but this new understanding is only the absolute surface of what you actually carry. Once this profound reality clicks into place, you must prepare your heart for the next massive revelation. There is a deeper reason why they always watched you so closely. The world did not just mock your sensitivity by accident, because they were desperately trying to distract you from the truth about your hidden power. And what happens next will change your perspective forever. Here is the deeper reason they always watched you so closely. They knew you could see right through their carefully crafted masks. The world is full of people playing elaborate characters to hide their dark intentions, effortlessly fooling the masses around them. But they could never fool you. You possess an uncanny ability to read the unspoken truth in any room. This is the exact hidden ability we must talk about today. You are a spiritual lie detector living in a world of constant deception. When someone smiles at you, normal people just see a friendly face, but your spirit immediately registers the cold malice hiding behind their teeth. You feel the sharp disconnect between their sweet words and their toxic energy. Your body physically reacts to deception before your logical mind can process it. You get that sudden knot in your stomach. Your hands might feel cold. A sudden heavy pressure settles right over your chest. That is not anxiety acting up again. That is your internal alarm system violently warning you about a hidden threat. You are actively scanning their soul. Many times you tried to ignore this profound inner knowing. You wanted to believe the best about people who were constantly hurting you. You convinced yourself that your intuition was just paranoia speaking loudly. You gave them second chances while your spirit screamed at you to walk away, desperately hoping they would eventually change their toxic behavior. But your initial gut feeling was always correct. They hated you because your pure presence forced them to look at their own darkness. You did not even have to speak a single word to convict them. Your bright light naturally exposes everything hiding in the shadows around you. Fake people feel incredibly naked when they stand in your presence, and that makes them dangerously uncomfortable and defensive. So they flip the script to protect their own fragile egos. They called you crazy to discredit your accurate spiritual discernment. If they could convince the world that you were just emotionally unstable, nobody would ever believe the profound truths you were silently uncovering. Gaslighting became their favorite weapon to use against your powerful gift, allowing them to safely hide their true nature. But heaven designed you with this specific spiritual vision for a massive purpose. You are meant to be a high-level discerner in these very dark times. You cannot protect the people you love if you cannot see the wolves dressed as harmless sheep. Your deep sensitivity is the exact shield that guards your divine destiny from total destruction. Think about the profound clarity you carry inside you right now. You can sit quietly in a crowded space and map out the entire spiritual dynamic. You know exactly who is secretly jealous. You can pinpoint the exact person carrying heavy, silent grief. You feel the shifting loyalties and the hidden agendas floating in the invisible air without asking any questions. This level of intense awareness is a rare and beautiful mantle. It is a high-frequency gift given only to the most trusted chosen ones. Heaven placed this heavy radar inside you because you have a pure heart. You would never use this profound truth to manipulate or destroy others. You are a trusted vessel for divine intelligence on this earth. Stop apologizing for seeing what other people completely refuse to see. You are not required to play along with their toxic fake games anymore. When your spirit tells you that a situation is wrong, you must believe it immediately. You do not need hard physical evidence when heaven is already giving you the clear spiritual blueprint to protect your precious energy. You are no longer a victim of their endless manipulation tactics. You are standing in your true authority as an anointed truth seeker. You can walk into any environment and instantly read the unseen spiritual data. This is your mighty weapon. But there is another layer to this profound transformation that we must explore together. This brings us to a critical crossroad in your beautiful journey. You are finally learning how to wield this incredible weapon correctly. You are deflecting their deception with absolute total confidence today. But what happens when you finally stop apologizing for your profound depth and completely stop shrinking your massive spirit? The answer will absolutely shock you. What happens when you finally stop apologizing for your profound depth? The system completely panics. The world we live in is built on shallow control and predictable patterns. Society wants everyone to stay asleep in their comfortable little boxes. But you were born wide awake. Your intense sensitivity is a wild and untamable force that disrupts their perfect matrix. They tried to extinguish your beautiful light because they were absolutely terrified of it. This is the truth nobody wants to admit. When they told you to toughen up or grow a thicker skin, they were not trying to protect you. They were desperately trying to protect themselves. They needed you to be numb so they could feel safe around you. Think about how much energy the world spends trying to suppress deep emotions. They prescribe pills to quiet the mind and create endless distractions to kill the spirit. A person who feels deeply is a person who cannot be easily manipulated. And a person who cannot be manipulated is a massive threat to the established order. You are that beautiful threat. Your pure sensitivity forces the world to confront its own painful numbness. When you walk into a room carrying authentic emotion, it shatters their comfortable illusions. They look at your bleeding heart and suddenly realize how dead they feel inside. Your very existence is a loud reminder of the humanity they traded away for cheap earthly success. This is why they constantly made you the scapegoat of the family or the workplace. It is much easier to point a finger at the sensitive one than to examine their own toxic behavior. They projected their own unresolved trauma onto your pure spirit. By labeling you as the problem, they successfully avoided doing their own heavy inner work. But their desperate attempts to break you actually forged you into pure steel. They threw you into the fire, hoping you would burn to ashes. Instead, you became fully illuminated. The heavy pressure they applied only activated your dormant spiritual gifts faster. They meant to destroy you completely, but heaven used their attacks to develop you into a mighty warrior. You are no longer bound by their shallow opinions or their fear-based rules. The days of shrinking your magnificent spirit to fit into their tiny rooms are officially over. You do not need their permission to feel the universe so deeply. Your high capacity for emotion is the exact frequency that heals the broken atmospheres around you. Every time you refuse to harden your heart, you strike a heavy blow against the darkness. Your radical empathy is an act of spiritual rebellion. You are actively dismantling the toxic systems just by breathing and feeling in your authentic truth. They want you cold and bitter because a bitter spirit loses its divine power to change the world. Do not let them turn you into a cold stone. Guard your soft heart fiercely because it is the most valuable asset you own. The world is starving for the exact medicine that your beautiful spirit naturally produces. You are the rare antidote to their paralyzing numbness, and they secretly crave the very light they constantly pretend to hate. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in this divine timeline. You survived the intense isolation and the cruel misunderstanding. Now you are stepping into a profound season of unmatched spiritual authority. But as you elevate into this new reality, you will notice a strange phenomenon happening in your personal relationships. People will start to walk away. This sudden isolation is not an accident or a cruel punishment from above. It is a fundamental law of the universe that you must understand before midnight arrives. When your internal power fully awakens, the external environment must violently shift to accommodate your new size. And this brings us to a profound truth about why they leave. Lean in close and listen carefully. The shifting dynamics in your life are completely intentional. Once you grasp this next revelation about your energetic frequency, the pain of rejection will instantly vanish from your soul. What I am about to share next is the missing piece that breaks the cycle of abandonment forever. Let this truth settle deeply. Here is the exact truth about why people are leaving you. When you finally stop apologizing for your depth, the law of frequency takes over. It is not a cruel rejection, it is basic spiritual physics. As your internal vibration rises higher, anything vibrating at a lower frequency cannot coexist in your space. They are naturally repelled by your blinding light. You spent countless nights crying because you thought you did something terrible. You analyzed every conversation trying to find your mistake, but you did absolutely nothing wrong. Your energy simply outgrew their capacity to contain you. They were comfortable with the broken version of you. The healed version of you makes them feel incredibly inadequate. They are actually grieving the old you. They miss the version of you that was small and compliant. They want the person who absorbed their toxic waste without ever complaining. But you cannot shrink back down to fit into their tiny boxes. You have expanded too much. The cocoon is completely broken. You cannot force a butterfly back into a tiny dark shell. The people pulling away are not rejecting your true essence. They are sensing a mighty frequency they cannot yet understand. It vibrates at a level that disrupts their comfortable illusions. When they stand next to you, they feel a strange pressure. That pressure is the undeniable presence of heaven resting heavily on your life. And they simply cannot handle that weight. You must stop calling it abandonment. You were not rejected. You were divinely redirected. Heaven is violently clearing the room to protect your new frequency. What is leaving your life right now is simply making necessary room for what is truly meant for you. You cannot carry your massive destiny if your hands are full of dead connections. Every time someone walks away from your life, you level up. It feels like a heartbreaking loss in the physical world. You mourn the memories and the shared laughter. But in the spiritual realm, it is an absolute monumental upgrade. Heaven is systematically removing the toxic drains from your energy field. It is cutting the invisible cords that drained your precious vitality. This brings us to a profound deepening of your spiritual reality. Look at the beautiful empty spaces in your life right now. Stop mourning the superficial connections that heaven deliberately severed. Those empty spaces are incredibly sacred. They are the prepared landing pads for your ultimate breakthrough. You need open space to receive a heavy prophetic mantle. You are a true frequency master. You do not need to chase people or beg for their inconsistent loyalty. You simply vibrate at your most authentic level and let the universe sort out the rest. The ones who are truly meant for you will effortlessly rise to meet you. They will never ask you to dim your beautiful radiant light. They will celebrate your intense depth. This is exactly why the painful isolation happened to you. The universe was fiercely protecting your new frequency while it stabilized. You are like a newborn star forming in the quiet darkness of deep space. If too many people were around you during this delicate process, their chaotic energy would have completely derailed your beautiful spiritual transformation. Your lonely isolation was a divine incubator. It was a solid shield against the parasite energies that wanted to feast on your power. You are completely safe now. You are fully charged and ready to deploy. And here is what this profound shift means for everything coming toward you. Your magnetic pull is now fully activated and operating at maximum capacity. You are no longer attracting painful karmic lessons. You have already graduated from that difficult school. You are now attracting your true spiritual tribe. These are the people who speak your exact language without you ever having to translate your soul. They will recognize your frequency instantly from across a crowded room. You will finally feel entirely at home. But this profound realization requires you to let go of the past completely. You must release the desperate need to be understood by everyone. The masses will never comprehend the unique path you walk, and that is perfectly fine. You were never meant to be a common commodity. You are a rare masterpiece created for a highly specific divine assignment. Share this message with someone who has also been called too sensitive their entire life. Let this truth liberate another beautiful chosen one from the chains of false rejection. Your spiritual sensitivity is the exact compass that guides you out of the wilderness. But there is something even more powerful happening right under your nose. What if your deep sensitivity is not just protecting your own energy? What if your mere presence is actively shifting the physical atmosphere around you? You are not just reading the room, you are actively commanding it. Lean in close, because what I am about to impart next will completely shatter everything you thought you knew about your spiritual power. Here is the cosmic event happening every single time you breathe. You have always believed that you were simply absorbing the heavy energy of the room around you. You thought you were just a passive thermometer reading the emotional temperature, constantly reacting to the changing moods of the people in your life. But heaven designed you to be the spiritual thermostat. You do not just feel the invisible atmosphere, you actively command it. Your feelings literally dictate the reality of the room. Think about the sheer magnitude of this hidden power. When you walk into a chaotic space and hold on to your inner peace, the chaos actually submits to you. The lower frequencies violently crash against your solid aura and immediately dissolve into absolute nothingness. You are not a helpless sponge soaking up their dirty water. You are a massive cosmic filter purifying the air around you. And because of this profound energetic exchange, the universe responds instantly to the subtle shifts in your inner state. This is exactly why angry people suddenly calm down when you sit next to them. This is why strangers confess their deepest secrets to you in grocery stores. They instinctively feel the absolute safety of your high-frequency field, knowing subconsciously that you will never judge the heavy baggage they carry. Your pure presence is literally shifting the molecular structure of the emotional environment. You bring heaven down to earth without saying a word. Your energy field is a sanctuary for the broken souls wandering near you. Your deep feelings are causing massive ripples in the spiritual realm. When you process a profound emotion, you are not just healing your own heart. You are actively clearing the energetic grid for your entire bloodline. And every single tear you shed in pure authenticity actually dissolves decades of generational trauma that your ancestors left behind. Your physical body is acting as a divine tuning fork for the universe. It absorbs the heavy discord and immediately returns pure harmony. The enemy knows exactly how powerful your internal baseline is. That is why your mind is constantly attacked with heavy distractions and baseless fears. The darkness understands completely that a depressed chosen one cannot effectively shift the earthly atmosphere toward the pure light. If they can keep your frequency low, they can successfully maintain control over the environment. But they are failing miserably. Your light is too incredibly bright to be contained by their petty earthly manipulations any longer. You are finally waking up to the cosmic reality of your specific assignment. Your heavy chest at 3 in the morning was never just a panic attack. It was the physical sensation of massive divine energy moving directly through your fragile human vessel. You were literally anchoring heaven to earth while the rest of the ignorant world was fast asleep. You were silently fighting the battles that they could not even see. You were doing heavy spiritual lifting. You were clearing the dark clouds so the morning light could finally break through the heavy gloom. Stop viewing your quiet nature as a weakness. The most powerful forces in the universe operate in absolute silence. Gravity does not make a sound, yet it effortlessly holds entire massive galaxies together in the dark void of space. Your quiet spirit carries that exact same gravitational pull. When you stand still in your authentic truth, the entire spiritual ecosystem revolves around your bright, burning light. You are a steadfast anchor in a chaotic sea. You do not need a loud microphone or a massive public platform to change the world. You are performing profound daily miracles just by existing in your high vibration. Your gentle smile at a broken stranger alters their entire destiny, and your silent prayers in the dark send massive shockwaves through the demonic realm, instantly destroying the strongholds that try to keep your loved ones bound. You are a walking manifestation of divine intervention. The universe watches your every move with absolute awe and brilliant reverence. Heaven placed you in toxic environments specifically because you were the only cure. You were dropped into that broken family to break the ancient curse. You were placed in that draining workplace to neutralize the heavy toxicity. You were never meant to fit comfortably into their sick system while playing by their broken rules. You were sent as the ultimate antidote to completely dismantle it from the inside out. Your pure energy is a powerful catalyst for absolute change. This cosmic authority is your divine birthright. You must begin walking into rooms with the quiet confidence of a royal king or queen. You do not wait for the atmosphere to dictate your mood anymore. You impose your divine peace onto the atmosphere. You set the exact frequency, and the surrounding world is completely forced to harmonize with your beautiful song. This is your ultimate cosmic reality, but there is a hidden complication. With this massive cosmic power comes a very quiet trap. You have been carrying this incredible authority, but you have been doing something deeply damaging to yourself. You created a secret compromise to survive in the physical world. And this subtle snare is the exact reason why your ultimate breakthrough feels like it is constantly stalling right at the finish line. It keeps you trapped in a frustrating cycle. You have been unintentionally hiding your true power. The biggest enemy is not actually the toxic people or the dark system out there. The thing that is quietly blocking your massive elevation is a secret agreement you made a very long time ago. Coming up next, I will expose this hidden block completely. But first, let this cosmic truth about your power settle into your bones. It is time to face the mirror. But here is the part that no one wants to hear. And here is where it gets truly confrontational, because we must look honestly at a very subtle snare that has trapped you. The thing that has been quietly blocking your ultimate breakthrough is not what your mind immediately conjured. It is not the toxic people around you. It is a secret agreement you made with your own soul. And it is time to break it. You have been absolutely terrified of your own immense power. You realized early on that your bright light made normal people feel incredibly uncomfortable. So you started to deliberately dim your frequency. You lowered your voice to avoid sounding too intense. You hid your profound insights because you did not want to intimidate anyone. You shrank your massive spirit to fit perfectly inside their fragile egos. You made yourself small just to keep the peace. Listen to me very carefully right now. This is absolutely not an accusation. I say this with nothing but pure love and deep understanding. This is simply the diagnosis that sets you completely free. You thought you were being incredibly noble and humble. You genuinely believed that sacrificing your own power would somehow heal the broken people around you. You confused your quiet self-erasure with holy peacemaking. But false humility is actually a heavy chain. Playing small does not serve this dying world. When you dim your divine light, you are actively robbing the universe of the exact medicine it desperately needs. You are essentially hiding the brilliant weapon that heaven explicitly gave you. The enemy does not even have to fight you directly anymore. He just sits back and watches you police your own spiritual power. You became your own absolute worst critic. Think about how incredibly exhausting it is to pretend to be ordinary. You are a fierce lion constantly trying to mimic the timid behavior of a scared mouse. That massive friction is what drains your physical energy every single day. The constant pretending takes a devastating toll on your beautiful, sensitive body. Your spirit is suffocating under the heavy weight of that false mask. You were never meant to hide in the shadows. You must stop apologizing for the space you take up. You are allowed to be completely overwhelming to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your massive depth is not a burden that you need to carefully manage for their comfort. It is a wild ocean that they either learn to swim in or they simply stay on the dry shore. You cannot dry up your waters just to keep their shallow feet comfortable. The pain of outgrowing your old environment is absolutely real, but the pain of staying trapped inside a shell that no longer fits you is entirely fatal. Every time you swallow your truth to make someone else smile, a tiny piece of your calling dies inside. Heaven is aggressively shaking your world right now to wake you up from this toxic compromise. You are being called to step out of the comfortable background. You have spent countless hours analyzing what is wrong with you. You read the books and watch the videos trying to fix your beautiful mind, but there was never anything wrong with your mind. The only error was believing the toxic narrative that society wrote for you. You bought into the massive lie that your high sensitivity was a fatal flaw that needed constant managing. You treated your greatest divine asset like a shameful secret. Release the heavy guilt you feel for outgrowing them. You cannot drag everyone into the promised land with you. Your specific assignment requires a level of strict isolation that ordinary people simply cannot endure. When you try to bring low-frequency energy into a high-frequency calling, the entire mission is severely compromised. Heaven isolated you specifically to protect the sacred purity of your powerful radar. You are completely done playing the role of the quiet victim. You are done being the emotional dumping ground for people who refuse to heal themselves. From this exact moment forward, your brilliant light belongs only to you and the divine purpose you were created to fulfill. No more shrinking, no more apologizing. No more hiding your profound depth to pacify the blinding ignorance of the shallow crowd. This is the moment everything finally shifts for you. The heavy isolation you felt was preparing you for this exact revelation. You are standing at the absolute edge of your old identity. The broken version of you who constantly sought validation is dissolving into the wind. and the mighty chosen one who commands the spiritual atmosphere is ready to step forward. You feel the profound shift happening deep inside your chest. I need you to take a very deep breath right now. Let the heavy burden of trying to be normal fall completely off your tired shoulders. You do not have to carry that exhausting weight for one more single second. The universe has given you absolute permission to be exactly as intense and deep as you truly are. Your authentic frequency is the only thing that will unlock your next level. There is a powerful cosmic deadline approaching very quickly. Heaven is waiting for you to officially break the terrible agreement you made with your own smallness. You must verbally revoke the permission you gave the world to constantly silence your mighty voice. The spiritual realm responds violently to the spoken word of a chosen one. And tonight is the night you finally take your stolen authority back. This brings us to the most pivotal moment of this entire journey. The season of painful preparation is officially complete. You are completely ready to shed the final layer of your heavy cocoon. The words you speak next will alter the trajectory of your entire life. I am about to give you the exact midnight declaration that seals your glorious destiny forever. Prepare your heart for the ultimate breakthrough. And now comes the pivotal moment where absolutely everything shifts. You have survived the brutal wilderness of being completely misunderstood by the world. You have carried the heavy weight of their projections for far too long. But the season of painful preparation is officially over. You are standing at the sacred altar of your own profound transformation. The old chains are permanently breaking tonight. This is your ultimate moment of total liberation. I need you to completely stop whatever you are doing right now. Close your physical eyes and tune out the noise of the chaotic world around you. I want you to place your hand firmly over your beating heart. Feel the massive divine life force pumping through your physical veins. You are holding the most powerful spiritual weapon on this earth. We are drawing a hard cosmic line in the sand tonight. Before the clock strikes midnight, your entire spiritual trajectory is going to permanently change. You are not waiting for a future breakthrough to magically arrive tomorrow. You are boldly activating the massive power that already exists inside your spirit. The universe is listening closely to the words you are about to speak. Speak these exact words out loud into the empty room. Declare them with absolute, unwavering authority. I release the desperate need to be understood by a shallow world. I completely break the toxic agreement I made with my own smallness. I will no longer apologize for the immense depth of my sensitive soul. I refuse to dim my brilliant light just to keep ordinary people comfortable in the dark. I release the heavy emotional baggage that was never mine to carry. I command every foreign energy to leave my physical and spiritual body right now. I am not the dumping ground for their unhealed trauma anymore. My pure empathy is no longer a sponge for their toxic poison. My beautiful heart is a fiercely guarded fortress of divine peace. My personal space is absolutely sacred ground. I fully accept the heavy mantle of my high-frequency calling. I recognize that my intense sensitivity is my greatest spiritual radar. It is not a fatal flaw that I need to carefully hide from society. It is the exact divine weapon that heaven trusted me to carry into battle. I step into my true authority as a powerful cycle breaker. I am the absolute antidote to the paralyzing numbness of this world. From this exact moment forward, my spiritual boundaries are made of solid iron. I give myself total permission to walk away from any room that disrespects my pure frequency. I will never again shrink my massive spirit to fit into their tiny boxes. I unapologetically command the atmosphere wherever my feet touch the ground. The physical environment must violently submit to my divine peace. I am not the misunderstood victim of a cruel and careless reality. I am the chosen one who was sent to shift the energetic grid of my entire bloodline. My painful isolation was never a harsh punishment. It was the sacred consecration that prepared me for this exact moment. I am fully equipped. I am deeply loved. And I am exactly where heaven intended me to be all along. Take another very deep breath and let those powerful words settle into your tired bones. You have just rewritten the spiritual code of your entire future. The dark forces that tried to keep you bound are completely terrified of the giant who just woke up. Your midnight declaration has already echoed through the highest courts of heaven. The heavy, invisible chains have shattered into a million pieces. Feel the massive, energetic weight physically lifting off your tired shoulders right now. The heavy expectations of your family and friends are dissolving into the wind. The cruel labels they attach to your identity are burning away completely. You are shedding the false skin of the fragile empath. You are stepping into the invincible armor of the integrated spiritual warrior. You are finally completely free. Your internal frequency is rapidly upgrading to a master level. The low vibration thoughts that used to torment your mind simply cannot survive in this new atmosphere. Fear and deep anxiety are losing their grip on your beautiful imagination. You are vibrating at a level of pure divine abundance. The universe is actively realigning circumstances to match the massive size of your new aura. Do not look back at the people who walked away from your intense light. They were absolutely necessary characters in your painful training ground, but they cannot travel with you into this sacred promised land. Bless their journey and completely release them from your powerful mind. Your hands must be entirely empty so you can receive the massive blessings heaven is pouring out right now. This is your new permanent spiritual baseline. You will never again question your own sanity when you feel the invisible truth in a crowded room. You will trust your profound intuition with absolute unwavering certainty. When your gut tells you to walk away, you will turn around without asking for a single explanation. Your spiritual radar is the ultimate authority in your beautiful daily life. The midnight hour is rapidly approaching to seal this cosmic shift. You have crossed the absolute point of no return. You cannot unsee the massive truth about your own divine power. You can never force your magnificent butterfly wings back into that tiny dark cocoon. The world desperately needs you to fly. The broken people out there desperately need the pure medicine that only your authentic spirit carries. Keep your hand firmly planted on your chest and feel the steady rhythm of your victory. Every single heartbeat is a loud drum echoing in the spiritual realm. You are completely victorious. You are fully sovereign. You are the undeniable storm that heaven sent to clear the toxic air. Your profound sensitivity is the most beautiful thing about you. Never let anyone convince you otherwise ever again. The heavy storm has finally passed. The violent winds that tried to uproot your spirit have completely died down. You are standing in the absolute quiet aftermath of your massive spiritual victory, and the heavy armor you wore for so many years is no longer necessary. You can finally lay your heavy weapons down on the ground. Breathe in the pure stillness of this beautiful sacred moment. Look back at the long, winding road that brought you here today. Every single tear you shed was a necessary drop of water for your ultimate growth, because the painful isolation was never a dark prison built to punish you. It was a divine cocoon, carefully woven to protect your delicate transformation. The universe did not break you. It intentionally melted you down to remove the impurities of your false identity. You are not the fragile victim who absorbs the toxic waste of a careless world. You are the chosen frequency master. The title of the misunderstood outcast no longer belongs to you, and you have officially traded that heavy label for a magnificent crown of spiritual authority. Your beautiful sensitivity is the exact signature of heaven resting quietly on your life. You do not need to seek permission from anyone to live in this profound truth. You do not require validation from the shallow crowds who refuse to understand your deep waters. The divine approval you always desperately chased was already sitting quietly inside your own chest, waiting for you to finally notice it. Your powerful intuition is the only compass you will ever need to navigate this physical realm. Think about the mighty eagle retreating to the high mountains when it grows old. It violently plucks out its own heavy feathers and breaks its dull beak against the hard rocks. The painful process looks like absolute destruction to the untrained eye, but the eagle is not actually dying in that cold, dark cave. It is actively molting so it can soar higher than ever before. You were completely molting. The intense heat you felt over the last few years was the master blacksmith at work. The heavy hammer of betrayal and isolation struck you repeatedly, but it never actually touched your beautiful soul. It only shattered the rigid molds of the expectations placed upon you by ordinary people. You have emerged from that blazing fire as a sharp and flawless divine instrument. Your spiritual borders are now heavily guarded by the angels of heaven. You will no longer entertain conversations that drain your precious life force. You will gracefully walk away from any table where your massive spirit is not fully celebrated, because you finally know your true worth. The days of sitting quietly in rooms that make you feel incredibly small are completely over forever. Your energy is a highly exclusive privilege. When you wake up tomorrow morning, the heavy weight on your chest will be completely gone. The familiar dread that usually greets you before the sun rises has been permanently evicted. You will open your physical eyes and feel a strange but beautiful lightness in your bones, knowing that the invisible war is finally over. The world will look exactly the same to ordinary people, but you will see it through the clear lens of absolute mastery. And here is what this profound peace means for everything coming toward you now. You are no longer swimming aggressively against the strong cosmic current. You have finally surrendered to the massive river of your own divine destiny, and the universe is responding to your beautiful surrender. Opportunities that felt impossibly far away are currently moving quietly toward your front door. You do not have to chase your ultimate breakthrough anymore. It is actively hunting you down. The universe is rapidly rearranging the physical reality to match your new high frequency. Doors that were firmly locked by the enemy are swinging wide open without you even turning the handle. The right people are being divinely orchestrated to cross your path at the perfect moment, bringing the exact resources you need to fulfill your mission. You are completely aligned with the absolute highest timeline available to your beautiful soul. Your pure heartbeat is now perfectly synchronized with the massive symphony of heaven. You are walking in absolute lockstep with the divine creator of the universe. Every step you take from this moment forward is ordered and protected by a massive army of angels, ensuring that your feet never stumble in the dark. You cannot fail because the frequency you carry is completely immune to earthly defeat. You are a walking manifestation of divine victory. There are so many other chosen ones sitting in the dark right now. They are still crying themselves to sleep because they think their sensitivity is a fatal disease, completely unaware of the massive power they hold inside. They desperately need the exact medicine that you just received tonight. Share this message with someone who has also been called too deep or too quiet their entire life. Be the divine bridge that leads them out of their painful isolation. You have stepped into a brand new dimension of spiritual understanding. But this beautiful revelation is only the very first chapter of your magnificent new life, and there are so many more layers of your hidden power waiting to be uncovered. Subscribe and turn on all notifications right now. You will never miss the next massive truth about who you really are and what you carry. The long season of painful preparation is officially and permanently complete. You are not the same broken person who started watching this message. You have been completely rewired from the inside out, and the heavy chains of your past have been entirely erased from your record. Your massive breakthrough is not coming sometime in the distant future. It is already here. It is already moving through your veins. Your divine assignment starts right now.